of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
Yeah. There we are. Morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody.
And quick as that, look, we're back.
We're back.
That happened.
Morning, everybody. Let's do Boss Jocks today.
Hey, the 70s Boss Jock.
The Boss Jock.
How's everybody doing?
How you glad you doing?
Gee.
What happened to that guy?
Boss Jock. Charlie Tuna with you. Remember Charlie Tuna?
I did a lot of driving. I know we got a lot of stories, but it goes back to the Boss Jock. I gave my wife an earful on the music jock.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I was obsessing about the music DJ and went through the whole NEW thing and how the only time we were completely in the wrong was when we made Carol Miller hang out in the mailroom until we walked by back to our office, and then she was allowed to go down the hall because it got so ugly at NEW.
Apparently, Carol Miller has a book out where that's included.
Oh, it is?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
She really kind of bashes us pretty good in her little book.
I let that whole thing go, and then she writes about it?
I guess she's pretty pissed off about it.
Where is that?
I don't know.
How do you know about this?
The
book is out?
Yeah, someone told me that she got a book out, and or is it out, or?
I don't know.
And she's just trashing everyone.
Up all night, my life and times in rock radio. Shut up.
Rock radio.
You spun records.
Dubba-doo any dubba-doo.
Dubba-doo-dubba-doo-boo-doo-boo-doo. But my wife got an earful. I went through the whole fucking thing. I'm like, you hear what this dope just did? Because we're listening to a lot of satellite radio. Because satellite radio is now regular radio, by the way. Bravo! Bravo!
Yeah.
Bravo to satellite radio, changing it into exactly what regular radio was. So there's a guy, I don't even need to name names, and he's doing his laundry list of songs and stuff, and I go, you know, that guy right now, he's feeling good about himself.
That he,
introed records.
He's intro on the records. He's on the air.
Right.
Living the dream.
Right. Living the dream. And I go, what a waste of fucking time the music jock was. For the longest time, at least the last 20 to 25 years, it was a complete waste of time. There was a point where, the music jock actually picked the records.
Yeah.
Depending on the mood he was feeling, he got to go deep and really develop a playlist for the afternoon or the morning or middays. But for the last 25 years, a dopey program director fucking gave him the list, and then he goes through it, and he feels good about himself that he introed like an Aerosmith record. I think she had it with me. I'm like, all right, I get it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, but by the way, that Carol Miller thing in the book, she really kind of twists things around.
Of course.
She brings up the Fleet Enema story and says that
How do you know all this? You read it?
Yeah, somebody took a picture of the page.
Well, let's
let's
go through it right now.
Did she mention my Fleet Enema bit that I used to do?
I don't think so.
I was like, I'm an enema junkie, man.
No, you didn't.
Yeah. I don't know what that means.
It's like Chunky Monkey.
I had an enema on stage.
Obese primate.
I'd say that they were a Fleet Enema. I'd say they're so addictive. And I go, you get hooked on these things. Are there enema junkies running around?
And then you try to paint that picture.
No, but I would drop the enema on stage, and I would act like I was scratching my butt, instead of my arm, like, hey, man.
I need a fix, and it's your ass.
Is that what she talks about?
She talks about how she went out to the store to buy the enema after we got into that. And she says that she didn't walk in on her own accord during that argument, that on-air argument about, music, and we suck, and she sucks. She said that Gary Wall sent her in.
Which might be true.
Might be true.
Because Gary Wall loved confrontation.
Might be true.
He loved it.
And she also said
and I don't mind that about Gary Wall, by the way.
She said that whole thing with putting her in the mailroom or whatever was backfired because she was able to pick up the phone in there and listen to our phone calls. And her and Eddie Trunk found out that I was cheating on my wife. It's like, who didn't know? I was fucking making out with her in the car parking garage.
What? It's in the book?
Yeah.
I would sue her, man. Fuck that bitch. All these years they said we're cool, and then she's obsessively writes about us. What do you mean she was listening in on your phone calls? That's wiretapping.
Yeah, exactly.
What, there was a phone line in the mailroom?
That's what she said.
And she could pick it up and just...
But it wasn't.
Eavesdrop on you?
I never talked on the phone.
Or is
there.
it Eaves or
Eaves?
Eaves?
Like in the eaves.
Eavesdrops.
Yeah.
All right. Well, find that excerpt.
Yeah,
please.
she's.
If someone's got it, please send it in. I want to read it.
I hate the idea that we're probably selling books for her.
Books? I didn't even know this was out.
It's not out yet.
Oh, it's not out yet.
Is it even printed? No idea.
No, we got the best of her. She knows it. Shut up. My listeners are my friends.
My friends.
I quoted that on the ride with my wife. She told us one day, my listeners, they're my friends.
She was so delusional. Wow.
The stupid music jock.
Wowie kazowie.
You can write about it all you want. It was nonsense.
Dubadoo any dubadoo.
Dubadoo-dubadoo-ba-dee-da, ba-ba-ba.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so she's got that out.
Find that for us, please.
Por favor.
So where do we begin, man? It's been
my
like,
God.
I don't know, a week since we saw each other.
So fucking 4th of July happened. The little weekend after the 4th of July.
The UFC thing.
UFC, we, decided last minute. I was at the Amy Schumer's 4th of July party out in Long Beach.
I was bummed I had to blow that off.
And holy fuck, was that just nonstop fucking laughing.
Yeah, I can imagine.
At everybody, not good-natured laughing with people. It was a constant attack on one person or another.
I was in the barrel for probably 5 hours. I took a Bob Kelly was on fire. And Keith was pretty good, too. I got killed on 4th of July.
Really?
Murdered.
That's just so uncomfortable after a while.
It is.
But don't you want to just kind of chill out and have a hot dog and maybe a beverage?
You'd think.
You would think, right? That shit gets exhausting.
It's one of the prices you pay for hanging out with funny dudes. That's what I was thinking to myself. Like, you know what? Because I had nothing.
Right.
Oh, yeah. That was my idea of a comeback.
It was brutal.
How did it start?
Oh, I don't remember. I drove out with Bobby, and I couldn't believe Anthony went.
Right.
Like, did I call you? I texted you on the way or the day before?
Yeah, you texted me.
I'm like, hey, why don't you come over? Because I figured he was having people over.
Yeah.
I'm like, why don't you come over? You
feeling all right, Aunt? You did a bunch of things outside the compound.
Oh, it was great.
But I was like, why don't you come over? You always take care. If you got nothing to do, come hang. You always have people over. So go do something you don't have to have people over for.
Yeah.
So, we're me and Bobby were at Amy's just hanging out, eating, and who was there? It was Amy was obviously there.
Yep.
Rachel Feinstein, Keith Robinson, one of the waitresses from the Comedy Cellar. Just a few people scattered. More people came.
Yeah.
And then Ant showed up, which I was surprised.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Trying to park sucked
It's a nightmare.
in Long Beach. I orbited the place for a while and just leaving horrible messages on Bob Kelly's voicemail and texting Jim. Oh, so you bring me out to Long Beach and then just ditch me? Is this the joke?
Do they
Is
have
this
parking
the joke?
lots?
They got parking lots, but every space is taken.
Yeah.
They got tow-away zones everywhere. So I kind of found one of those spots in one of the lines of parking where you angle in that is at the end of that spot, and it's not quite a spot.
Right.
So it's got some yellow paint in there.
Could go either way.
Kind of edged in there. I figured it didn't look like a towaway zone, but it looked like a ticket zone, and that's probably just the cost of doing business like a parking garage.
Right.
So I parked there, and no problem.
No ticket?
You lucked
No
out.
ticket.
I don't understand these towns where they want you to come and enjoy, and then they make it very difficult to park so
Very
they can make
difficult
even
to
more.
park.
So they can make even more money off you.
Yeah.
I bet you they don't need all those towaway zones. I didn't even see the place, and I would bet money that a lot of those towaway zones could be just regular parking
Of course
spots.
it could be. That's a little picture Sam
group
just
shot.
pulled up, the group shot. Where is Bobby in that shot?
Was he taking the picture?
He might have taken it.
Was he? That's
Or
kind
is
of
he-
weird. I don't know.
There's let me see here. There's Anthony, myself, one of the waitresses from the Cellar, Keith Robinson, Kurt, his girlfriend,
Kurt Metzger.
Kurt Metzger,
Right.
comedian. Who's that behind? Is that Amy right there?
And was Amy wearing a bikini?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She looked really good.
Oh,
she looked
looked
good.
in a bikini.
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
Sherrod,
It worked.
All right.
It worked for her.
Good. Good for her.
Sherrod and his girlfriend, Greg Rogel, a guy named Steve works the Comedy Cellar. That's Ryan Hamilton, who's very funny. He's where's he from? Utah, Mormon comic, and then who the fuck are these guys here?
Who the fuck?
Who the fuck are
Joe
you guys?
DeRosa.
Where's Joe DeRosa?
Yeah, he's back in the
And
back.
who's in the Maxim shirt?
I'm
Oh
not
my
sure.
God!
And then the neighbor
And the neighbor in the backyard.
The neighbor.
Going, who are these guys?
Oh, he was pretty cordial. He was bringing champagne out and everything.
Yeah.
And then fucking Keith, it just with that was the bit of the day. Like people would come walking by, and I got nailed with it so many times because Keith was drinking some wine.
Yeah.
Give me a little more swirl in this glass. A little more swirl on that. And like it's Long Beach, so there's some old decrepit guy walking by with a little hat on. He's got his towel and he's going to the beach. He's like 65 years old and shit. He's walking by, and Keith would be like, Anthony. And I turn around going, what? And he's calling to the fucking decrepit guy. And that just kept going all day. Like a big fat woman walks by and he's like, Bobby! Hey, Bobby! It was so fucking funny.
Jeez.
Every black guy that walked by was Keith.
Everyone that walked by, every black guy. And then like just some haggard old blonde woman walked by and he's like, Amy! It was so fucking funny.
That's classic.
And I got killed. Bobby murdered me.
You were getting slaughtered
all day.
with your dumb white socks.
I had my white tube socks, my shorts, and fucking... We went into the ocean, which I never do. Never.
Why don't you go in the ocean?
I'm never around it.
I don't
going
really
in the
either,
ocean.
unless I'm like in the Caribbean.
It's fun.
But
God
we all went
damn.
in and had a fucking pisser.
How were the waves?
Great. It was choppy, but
a lot.
fun, man. Nice.
They were coming in one after
nice.
another. Yeah.
How many times did you have to save Keith Robinson?
He came in all drunk.
He did surprisingly well considered
Great.
his alcoholism.
and his race.
Right, well, hence the how many times did you have to save Keith Robinson?
But even other guys,
There was a bit of subtle humor there.
he was just talking shit in the water. It's like wherever he goes, he
Oh,
just
really?
He's got
yaps.
to talk shit, punch in the waves.
Is he trying to punch sharks?
Yeah.
Talk shit to the sharks?
He's one of those guys.
Yeah. Talking some shit. And, and then Jimmy just said, going to Vegas and stuff. Why don't you should go? I'm like, and I'm kind of, I don't know. And he's like, oh, fucking call Kenny. He'll hold his spot. And then I just figured, what the fuck? And that started phase 2 of hanging out with Jimmy and Bobby.
I couldn't
Vegas.
fucking believe that you went.
I know.
It was like
Neither
it was
could I.
literally 20 hours before we left.
I saw that tweet. I'm like, what is
There was
going on with this guy?
Absolutely. You know what it was? There was absolutely no reason not to go.
But I would assume you had a lot of
everything-
festivities planned for your place.
I did. I was going to have some weekend festivities.
So you had to cancel it all? Or did it go on without you?
No. I just, I told everybody, I'm in Vegas. Sorry. Later for you.
Go find your own fun.
Yeah.
You host every party. It's like you got to go out and do other stuff without fucking having the pressure of having to have all the have everybody over your house.
Right.
Yeah, it was great.
How were the fireworks before you move on to the Vegas trip? Did you stay for the
Did we see
fireworks?
any? There really weren't any. Other towns broke.
Yeah,
We saw Laszlo.
Yep.
He lives out there.
How's the town broke with all the parking?
That's what we were saying.
Non-parking. That means people are coming. So what are you doing with all the money?
I think Long Beach is really like one of these real corrupt incorporated towns that don't really, they have their own police force, they have like their own everything, and I think they just,
How are they broke?
that's probably how. I think people are lining their pockets.
They're taking too much of a taste for themselves.
Yeah.
He said the fireworks aren't till a week from Friday. Like from last Friday. It's probably this Friday.
Yeah, because the fireworks company, they charge a lot when it's 4th of July weekend, but then they could get you could get them afterwards for a lot cheaper.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
So they
I
decided.
kind of like that idea.
So they decided to do it a little later.
Because you're overwhelmed with fireworks for 2 or 3 straight days, right? If you spread that out, it'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Why not have some fireworks in August?
Yeah.
Still looks cool.
Yeah. It was. I saw some on the drive home. That was about it, though.
Yeah.
You see them on the horizon. It's not like the old days where everybody had fireworks.
Right.
Just blasting them off in neighborhoods and everything. I barely heard any.
Well, for the 4th year in a row, I chose to blow off the fireworks display that's literally right outside my window. People lose their minds every year about this. They're like, why aren't you staying in your apartment? You would have a front row seat to the Macy's fireworks, Macy's 4th of July fireworks. And every year I blow it off to go way up, way upstate to see Brother Weeze and the gang.
Upstate.
But it's right outside my window.
Yeah.
right outside. Like you talk about people, they come from all over the place to see this thing.
Stand for hours
and
waiting.
They line up along the shore, and there I have I could just walk out of my bedroom and check it out. And I blew it off again. I gotta set up a camera to see how cool it is, because
you should just do that.
To this day, I have no idea. Everyone says it's beyond amazing, and you're blowing this off year after year.
It would look cool from that high up, I bet.
To see some shitty fireworks display in Soda's Point.
Yeah.
Was it shitty? Was it shitty?
It's just basic shit. They're not making smiley faces and whatever else they fucking do, like the Macy's do. The Macy's peoples.
Yeah.
So
fireworks, schmireworks.
Yeah. I didn't mind. It was fun. We saw maybe 5 walking down the boardwalk. I didn't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been fun to see a few, but
yeah,
it's I don't really give a fuck about fireworks.
But oh man, we just had a fucking amazing time in Vegas. UFC people are unbelievably accommodating
the best.
with us. I mean, when the head of the whole fucking shittery comes over, and he's just like, "Holy shit, I'm so glad you made it."
Right.
I'm like, "What the fuck?"
You mean you're treated right?
Yes, treated properly like gentlemen.
Is that a weird feeling?
It really is.
To have a company treat you right?
We've been beaten down.
And actually say hi to you every once in a while?
We've been beaten down so much, it's almost like you feel like something's wrong. that everything is going right.
Yeah.
You feel like there should be somebody that's going to tell you can't do something.
And let me guess, everything was real easy.
Oh.
They were very accommodating.
100%.
There were no
right
questions whatsoever.
Nothing. It was perfect.
No back and forth forever.
It was great.
Me, Sam, and Bobby were doing a UFC special for the fight. Like, we were just interviewing fighters and talking to some fans, and then for the special to be Saturday night before the fight, like an hour before the fight for the pay-per-view.
Very cool.
And so we spent what day? Thursday or Friday?
Friday.
With they gave us total access. You know what I mean? Like, they didn't say, hey, you can't go there, you can't talk to this one. They gave us this green room area, this staging area.
They didn't put up walls when certain celebrities came in?
No, they gave us access.
Oh, that must be weird.
Yeah, exactly.
We had access to every.
You're not allowed.
Everybody.
But I work here. What do you mean I can't look at Oprah? What do you mean?
Put up a wall.
But dude, they have
total access.
They had no medias allowed in the fan expo. Right. They want it to be for fans. They don't want the media there. So we were like the only, and we just had, with me, Bobby, and Sam had like the microphone, the little recording system, and like a handheld video camera just to do some chip nonsense. It wasn't a big production.
Yeah.
But they gave us access like where no media had access. So we were rapping with fans and just bullshitting and rapping with fans. And then we went in the green room area, and any fighter that came through, if they wanted to talk to us, we got them. It was fucking great.
That's pretty cool.
Awesome.
That's really cool.
Everybody was nice.
Yeah.
And then I went on this thing, like, you know how I'll get a glove signed when I'm here?
Oh, my God.
I might have heard a little bit about this already.
Oh, my dear sweet
I might have
Lord.
heard a little bit about this.
You heard the glove stories?
And Sam was privy to this whole thing.
I just heard a very general thing about this. You might get a little obsessive when it comes to your gloves and your picture taking.
He hadn't brought his gloves.
Right.
He hadn't brought any gloves, and we didn't really know when we first got there. We were like, we might not actually get any fighters because they're doing signings and they have long lines and stuff. But then when we realized that all access passes actually gave us all access.
Real all access.
And we could go to the green room, and literally, that's every fighter went in there, and all you had to do was walk up to him, and every single fighter was like, yeah, of course I'll do an interview. Sure, I'll sign this. Sure, I'll take
Wait, you
a
had an
photo.
all-access pass?
Yeah. There was actually...
Kind of like the all-access
really
passes
all-access.
you guys had for Springsteen? Same type of thing?
No.
What?
This one, a little different. This one got into the artist area, and we were allowed to talk to the artists.
But you worked for Sirius XM. Wasn't your all-access pass...
No, it wasn't.
Not
all access? No?
No, it was like Bruce, yeah.
No.
Not really.
I'm telling you, man, as they say, shit rolls downhill.
Yeah.
And because Dana loves us and fucking those guys, the top of the company treats us great, everybody underneath does. It really is the way it is, man. It's a reflection of how everyone's going to treat you. That when he comes in, and he talked to us before he talked to anybody. And he talked to us for a while, and they were trying to hustle him along because he had other things to do. And he's like, I'm fine. He got really irritated with them, trying to move him along. But it's like because he treats us so well, and like Reed Harrison and the guy Jim Byrne, who's their PR guy,
right?
Everybody just kind of sees like, oh, these guys are treated well.
Right.
It really is that simple.
But you had an all-access pass for Springsteen. Didn't you have some kind of pass on you?
I should remember if we had passes for that, or we just got like an after-party wristband. I think. I think so. Yeah, we weren't. I mean, we weren't allowed in that area. I love fucking pushing buttons. But here we were.
You were allowed to go pretty much anywhere.
Absolutely anywhere.
And no one questioned it. And no one questioned it whatsoever because they knew you would behave and do the right thing.
Whenever I'm walking with a badge at all access pass, I really I always expect them to go, oh, that's not good here.
Yeah. It's all access, but not every access.
Everywhere we went. Okay, right through.
Yep.
We were walking right behind fighters as they were signing, not even realizing it, just trying to find the bathroom.
Everyone,
and nobody stopped us anywhere.
Fucking, we were doing interviews on Friday afternoon in the little staging area. It was a green room.
Right.
And I saw we were interviewing Pat Barry, who's a heavyweight, who's really a fucking funny guy. Like Bobby recognized him, I didn't recognize his face, and just an awesome interview. And I walked away in mid-interview to get a picture with Junior Dos Santos.
Oh my God!
In the middle
of an interview with one guy, he walks away to get a picture with another guy.
But Bob was yapping. I wanted to talk to Junior Dos Santos.
Right.
He's a heavyweight champion.
Of course.
But Bobby wasn't looking. Like I didn't know how to wrap it up and go, Bob, shut up. Because he wasn't looking at me. He was just looking at Pat Barry. So I was like, I didn't want to interrupt. I was like, they were doing great. So I'm like, fuck it.
So as I'm holding the video camera, Jim hands me his microphone. So I have to hold Jim's microphone while Jim leaves the interview
and the camera
to go get a photo with Junior Dos Santos. But when he got there into the green room and started realizing, okay, Pat Barry's there, Junior Dos Santos is right here, we are going to have access to all these fighters, he started panicking because he didn't have gloves.
Didn't have gloves to sign.
And so he was like, Jim Byrne, who's in charge of the PR, was bringing some gloves for Jim, but he wasn't there yet.
Oh, shit.
So he's like, where's the gloves? Where's the gloves? So he went to the bathroom, and he had missed like maybe 3 fighters so far. And it was all he was talking about was gloves.
Yeah.
And what they do, like in their green room.
Something about the gloves.
Exactly.
You had gloves, you need gloves, something about the gloves.
I don't have gloves yet, but I need the...
They charge, I think they charge, like, you can buy like a $3,500 ticket as a fan, and you can hang out in the green room and get stuff signed and everything. And so there was one guy who was there, and he had a suitcase, like a giant suitcase you would have to check, full of UFC memorabilia to get signed. And Jim went to the bathroom, and while he was there, Bob bought a pair of gloves off this guy that were not signed so he could give them to Jim. And as he did that, Jim Byrne also showed up and gave Jim like 4 or 5 pairs of gloves that were official UFC.
Sounds like plenty of gloves.
Now, Jim got the unofficial gloves from Bob Kelly and the official gloves from Jim Byrne. The unofficial gloves had a small area that was clean that could get signed that the official gloves did not have.
They say UFC on like the wristband, the wrist part, and the top part.
Yeah.
Whereas these other ones had just UFC on the top and the black free area to sign.
I would assume you want the official gloves, though.
Nah, the unofficial ones were better to sign. I don't care about selling them. I just want to have them.
And I foolishly assumed that he was looking to get 1 pair of gloves to get signed by everyone.
Right.
Multiple signatures.
Sure.
When he assessed all of the situation, he now had 5 or 6 pairs of gloves in front of him. He realized the unofficial gloves were the way to go, and he purchased every pair of unofficial gloves that the guy had.
Well, it was a few pairs. I mean, I was like a junkie.
Wait. You're being casual. How many?
How
many do you think he bought?
He definitely that day, on the spot, probably bought 6 pairs of gloves from the guy.
Yeah, I was like a junkie.
How much per pair?
$20 a pair.
$20.
Although he wanted 15 from Bob, and Bob just gave him 20 to keep it, so he charged me 20.
Oh man,
So Bob fucked you.
But it was worth it, though. I mean, and everybody that came through.
That's not bad. I thought it was going to be like a dozen gloves.
Listen,
pairs of gloves.
at the end of the day, though, first of all, Jim's new strategy was everywhere we went the whole weekend. Because you never know, because it's all in the MGM, and Vegas is not a big place.
You don't know who you're going to see.
Fighters are all over the place.
Yes.
And because the expo was there, it wasn't just the fighters on the card. Every UFC fighter was in town. Every single place we went, including dinner, Jim had...
You brought the gloves with you?
Just one glove in my back.
One glove in his back pocket.
One glove in his back pocket.
Just in case.
With a silver Sharpie, so he could pull it out. And a few times, it came in handy.
It did.
Not too outrageous.
No, I'll tell you who I got in the hallway on the back from the bathroom, and I saw fucking Frank Mir. I just walk in, there's Frank Mir in the hallway.
Yeah.
So we said hello, and I just asked him.
Pull that glove out. He should have put it on and punched you.
But dude, I didn't want to. I don't usually. I'll get pictures of those places, but I wouldn't. But I was right there, and we were going to be staying there, talking to people. So I'm like, why wouldn't I get them signed? I usually only do that in studio. I never bring memorabilia to events. Never try to get those guys to sign when they're fighting, ever. I'm like, it's like being in studio when you're in the green room, because after you talk to a guy, like we were talking to Shane Carwin, we had to wait for him to finish eating, and then we talked to him for about 10 minutes, and then he's like, all right, and then he starts eating again. It's like, we're just hanging out in the room with these guys, so I was like, why not get it? I'm here.
Jim, well, we all actually had to redo our carry-on packing at the end of the trip, because UFC hooked us all up with all kinds of swag and stuff.
Goodies.
But, and he gave us like all sports bags and stuff like that. But Jim had a huge issue, because at the end of the trip, he had 22 signed gloves.
22 signed gloves.
In a giant duffel bag that I packed. I had to redo my carry-on.
He's carting around this giant bag with 22 separate fucking...
Where is this stuff going?
I have I'm actually having my apartment redesigned a little bit. Like, I just have a couple guys doing it.
A glove store. He's going to have it designed into.
You've been telling me lately you need, a 2-bedroom or whatever.
Yeah.
Now I know why. It's just so you can throw all your junk in one room.
But I'll never sell them.
Sorry, I'm calling it junk.
That's okay. I don't want the money for them. I just like having them. I think they're kind of cool.
A duffel bag filled with UFC gloves.
Filled with gloves.
And he was walking around, and he jokingly at one point...
Why wouldn't you just take pictures, and then you got... That's easy.
Yeah, I did
That's
that.
a little picture card you could throw in your pocket.
He jokingly at one point said, with him walking around the expo with a UFC sports bag full of signed gloves, he said, yeah, people must think I'm a fighter or something.
Oh, God.
And I said, no, people think you're a dork walking around with a giant bag of memorabilia.
He was right.
He was right.
As opposed to a guy who's on the Tonight Show every 3 weeks.
Yeah.
You do realize that, right? You're a big star, Jim.
But you know what? It's like I love.
That's the gloves.
That's the first day.
That's day one.
I took a picture of him.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
There's like 16 there.
10, 15. Yeah, there's an extra one over there. Wow. 16 gloves.
But you see the red ones? You see the difference is the ones with the red strap, he had to buy. They were willing to give him. They would give him whatever. They would give all of us whatever we wanted for free. But Jim wanted those unofficial ones that they didn't have there.
So I paid for them. I feel bad taking swag from the UFC. Like, I'll take a shirt, but it's like they take such good care of us. I don't like to take advantage.
Hook us right up.
Like, I didn't need them to give me all this free stuff. It's like I feel bad taking the free stuff from those guys.
Oh my God.
And
That's 17 gloves, actually.
Oh, is it?
We're in the first picture. Who are some of the signatures? Sorry, Sam.
Chuck Liddell is on a Pride glove there.
That was Bobby got me that, 'cause I wouldn't have asked Liddell to sign. Oh, fuck.
Oh no.
Oh, my
Shit,
God.
get it out.
God.
Ring it out.
I spilled coffee all over my iPhone.
You're getting so
Yikes.
excited.
No, just...
You're right.
Give it a
He
little
was-
shakedown.
he was
like
really
that.
excited.
Get any liquid out of it?
I don't know if there's any...
I hope not.
How bad was the spill?
No, well, I have a case on it.
Oh, you should be all right.
Oh, yeah.
I
Good.
think it just went on the front.
You'll be all right.
Let's see.
That's so fucking... That's a thing of the future. That's something we never anticipated growing up.
What?
That you spill liquid on your fucking phone. That
has everything
your
you need.
phone, and your whole life is in it.
Right.
Who are some of the ones? I got some cool ones. I mean, I did not get Pat Barry because we didn't have one. Let me see who some of these guys are. This one is a guy named Kung Lee. It's really hard. What I should have done was taken a picture of the glove after I talked to the guy, because I don't know who half of them.
my
You can't
God.
match the signatures up.
Oh, my God.
In the end, he doesn't even know who signed the gloves.
I'll have to look through them. I got.
How are you going to figure that out?
I'll just look him up. I got Nate Diaz was a hard one to get because he hates doing interviews. I got him. I got Shane Carwin, Junior Dos Santos to sign one. He asked Liddell. Who else? I got Kung Lee. I got Nogueira. Fucking Frank Mir.
Wait, so that's not
So
all
you're
the
looking
gloves?
to pawn them or sell them? Earlier today, Jim walked in with a bunch of UFC gloves that are signed.
But it's painful to be Jim. Like, I feel so bad that Jim has to be Jim because
the stress level is crazy.
Literally had with him on his person a bag full of 18 signed gloves, and all he would obsess about was the one that he didn't get.
The one that got away.
Yeah. It's craziness.
When do you relax?
I relax. I mean, as much as I do. I'll tell you one thing in Vegas. I was completely hooker free. I didn't do anything dirty in Vegas.
Wow.
I was in Vegas, and I spent time thinking about my dumb gloves and having fun and talking to these guys. But it really is fun. Like, even though it's stressful, it's not. There's much worse things to do in Las Vegas for a compulsive psycho.
You were on a mission.
And the gloves, I won't bring them. And I'll tell you, I've showed restraint because after we went to the weigh-in, which was fucking 8,000 people at the weigh-in. It's the biggest weigh-in they've ever had.
Where do they do the weigh-in?
They do that like half of the arena is for the weigh-in, and the guys all come out, and it basically is what it is. They just come out and they do the weigh-ins, and they take a photo, like, you know, fist to fist, and the fucking place goes crazy. And after the weigh-in, of course, Jim Byrne takes such good care of it. Right backstage, we got all this audio. We got most of the audio on Friday. We got some on Saturday, but most on Friday because we wanted to have it ready for the special. Like, we got Dana to start the special off, and I wanted to get see if I can get Chael Sonnen to close the special out. I said, I know it's going to be hard because he's fighting the next day, but let's just see if we can get him. I mean, he knows me, so maybe we'll be able to get him to say a couple words. So after the weigh-in, these guys go backstage. The first thing they do, because they're all dehydrated, like, if you watch the weigh-in, they get weighed in, 185, and Rogan, before fucking Anderson Silva comes out, Chael is on the stage guzzling water. Like, it's the first, because they're parched, these guys. So
it really is amazing how much weight they could fucking lose.
They can slice easily 15 pounds in a day, and they're all dehydrated and fucking, just eat down to fighting weight.
Right.
And then they'll put the 15 pounds back on that night through whatever they do. And so we win them back, and all the fighters are back there. The weigh-in, like, Anderson goes up to his area, and we see Chael. They're like these little bleacher areas, and there's a little bit of press back there, but not much. And we just see Chael sitting there surrounded by his people, and he's literally with his bare hands eating fruit. He's just shoveling fruit into his face to get food. And they bring, like, little coolers of food for these guys. As soon as they're weighed in, they can eat. So they're eating sandwiches. And I was like, let's just see. Because there was a UFC camera crew waiting.
Can I stop you for a second? Sure. Is this the day before the fight?
The night, yeah, but this is when they do the weigh-in.
How fucked up is that? That they have to get all their nutrition and they got to hydrate.
It really is all part of the game.
Less than a day before the big fight.
I guess it's the way sports have been with weigh-ins probably forever.
Right.
But Rogan told us what they do, he's like, they have fucking IVs that they take these things, and he said it's so much faster than going through your stomach walls with water and like, saline or whatever it is these guys need.
Fucking IV them.
They IV them and they hydrate them and, get them nutrition or whatever they need. But we were standing there, like, right from where I am to where you are is where Chael was. And the UFC camera crew, he was very weak, I think, because he hadn't been eating. And, or he was just focused. But he wouldn't talk to them. And he wasn't doing, he was done with his interviews. But, so when he came by, he said hello, and then he kind of kept going. And, it was fine. I mean, wasn't going to ask him to sign anything.
Bob was laughing at Jim, though, because Chael became the obsession at the weigh-in.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, I wanted to get a glove signed by him, but what I really wanted to do was get him on the fucking special talking to us. Interviewed him.
We were backstage before the weigh-in, and Chael walked by us, and Jim just was going, Chael, this Chael. Chael just walked by, Chael.
But I show restraint in those moments. I'm not an idiot. Like, I'm not going to ask a guy, like, when he's in that fucking fight zone.
But inside, it's killing you. It's killing you.
But you know what?
It's killing you.
Jim didn't show a huge amount of restraint.
When didn't I show restraint?
He annoyed a fighter that is not only one of the most badass fighters that I've seen in the cage, he's notoriously one of the nicest fighters out of the cage, and Jim annoyed him.
Tito.
Vanderlei Silva.
No, Tito was very happy to see him.
Tito's very nice outside.
Vanderlei Silva,
right?
Who he was sitting there eating, right? And they were going to take my picture. But I'm like, no, let's just wait till he's done eating. Let's wait. Like, I was waiting for him to finish eating. Because back in there was fans in the green room getting stuff signed, so I didn't feel bad asking him.
It's exhausting to listen to.
But
But I was waiting for the guy to finish eating.
But Jim
This is like being inside Jimmy's head.
Yep.
Jim was saying, he was out loud to me and Bobby going, okay, no. Because also, when Jim has a plan in mind, he starts kind of reciting things that are going to happen. Like, nobody asked. And he'll just be like, okay, yeah, we'll get the picture and then we'll go here. And then, like, everybody's like, yeah, we know what we're going to do. He doesn't. But, so he's talking to Bob and me and saying, no, he's eating right now. We'll just wait till he's done eating and then I'll ask. He's eating. We don't want to interrupt him. We don't want to interrupt him while he's eating. He's saying all this standing directly behind him while he's eating. So Vanderlei can hear Jim going,
God.
he's eating, we'll wait till he's done eating. And just standing over him.
Are you positive he could hear you?
Of course!
Yeah, he probably could.
He definitely could. And he's just finishing his sandwich and just feels me and Jim and Bob looming over him.
Which is worse than just going up, getting it over with, and leaving.
And Jim going, he's eating right now. And so he finishes eating. And Jim gets the photo. But the photo doesn't come out right.
It's a little blurry. It's the only one that didn't come out. It's a little blurry.
You have to ask him again.
So we go back
The next day.
Saturday
We were there.
during the day. and Vanderlei was in there. And Vanderlei comes in. And Bob got the greatest picture of this because, you know, he just got in and he's getting his stuff and he's getting ready to eat. And Jim starts going, hey, Vanderlei, do you get a picture? Vanderlei has to be like, just wait a minute, I'm going to eat.
Well, he took a picture with some kids. He took
With
a picture.
some kids?
No, but I mean, I figured he was doing pictures.
Ooh.
So I was asking him. And like he turned around and looked to see who was asking him, and he got annoyed. And
There's a great picture of this.
Show me this. I will get to it. I think Bobby tweeted the picture.
Look at his face.
Look at Vanderlei. He's brushing me off.
Look at his face. It's the definitive fucking pissed off as... It's fantastic.
Jimmy's like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I can see in your face, you're like, oh, boy, that wasn't a good idea.
Excuse me, Van.
Oh, that's a great picture. You tweet all this shit?
No, I
You
haven't.
got to tweet some of this shit.
Bobby twittered that one. I'll retweet it.
Please do.
I just didn't want to blow up my timeline because I got photos with so many fucking guys.
Right.
Jim did finally. And after that annoyance, Jim waited until once again Vanderlei was done eating. And Jim had to say, hey, so can we get that picture? At which point Vanderlei was very nice.
And I said I was sorry, and he goes, "Oh, that's right." Like, you know, I was like, "Look, I'm sorry."
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, he's notoriously the nicest guy in the UFC.
And we had the night of the fight. The seats they gave us were amazing.
Dude, fucking
Really?
Fucking amazing.
That's gotta be
I
weird,
know,
too,
that's
man.
odd too.
Really?
That we actually had, tickets. And they were great seats.
I'll tell you, we're normally in this section where they have sectioned off. That's where I get some pictures too, like where there's wherever all the actors and stuff will sit.
Not just pictures, because Jim went to the fight carrying a plastic bag with 3 unsigned gloves.
Just in case.
Just in case.
Did he get him signed?
I got 2 of them signed.
Okay.
I didn't go crazy there, but here's what we do. We get there. Normally, this is an area that they'll put us in where they have any comics or actors or fighters. But there was some foreign dignitaries that were there, so this area was packed because they have extra security, and I believe there was Secret Service. Like there was a lot of people who are not normally there in those seats. I mean, there was a couple of celebrities like John Jones, Liddell. There was a few fighters in there, and LeBron James was there. But
okay. I saw a lot of these pictures, and I saw LeBron James. I'm like, is that John Jones or LeBron James? Do they look similar, or am I crazy?
Well, Jones had a beard this time. Jones had a beard. They look similar, but not in person because Jones is just LeBron is so much better.
Wait, it might have been one of your pictures. Was that LeBron James or John Jones that you saw with the white girls?
With the chicks? That was LeBron.
LeBron. For a second, I thought it was John Jones.
Yeah, he blew.
And then I got confused.
LeBron blew Bob off for a picture.
Did he?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I didn't see it.
Well, because Bob tried to be all cute with it.
I still don't know if he knew Bob wanted a picture.
I know,
or not.
that's what I'm
what
thinking.
Bob is
happened?
dumb.
What happened?
Because LeBron, we were where they wound up putting us, since they couldn't put us in that area, was in the area right next to us. We sat behind Chael's mother. She was in the row, and his girlfriend was in the row ahead of us.
So I guess that's those are good seats.
Second row.
Yeah.
Second
You
row.
were in the second row.
We're in the second row, right behind Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Wow.
Amazing seats.
Wow.
Better than normal, actually.
Yeah, great.
So, but I was on the last seat by the like the section. That section was right to my left. Like literally, it was like from where I am to where Anthony is.
Right.
And so when those got like, we were sitting 2 seats in front of I think LeBron's manager. So he came over and was talking. And there was like girls around us, like I guess that UFC guys know, taking pictures with LeBron. And I wasn't there for this. I had gone to the bathroom. And then Bobby, I guess, took a picture of them with him. And then goes, "Hey, do you take pictures with fat white guys too?" And LeBron just turned around.
And turned around.
What? But I think I don't know. Bobby will say he knew, but I don't know if he knew because Bobby's saying that. I'm like, maybe he thought this guy gets his balls busted all the time. He might have thought Bob was just being a dick or fucking being sarcastic.
Should have just asked for a fucking picture.
Dude, that's what I said hello to him. He didn't remember me, but I said hi to him, and he said hi. He shook my hand. He was okay. I know he didn't remember me, but he was pleasant.
Yeah. And he's got his championship.
Yeah. We were literally right behind Chael's family, like his brother and his people.
Yeah,
we couldn't have been. If I was 1 row closer, I would have literally been tapping Rogan as he announced the fight. That's how fucking close we were. Awesome seats. And an
great
awesome
seats.
time.
It just was just great to watch. A lot of fun.
That's your first one, right?
Yeah. That was the first live one I went to.
They're great, aren't they?
Fucking great.
The energy in the place, dude. It's like literally something happens. Like when the prelims, when people are coming in, and they're good fights, people are just kind of coming in and getting settled. And then when they go live, it's just this fucking. It really is this weird gladiator thing.
Yeah, it definitely is. And then, Rogan. We had a blast with that motherfucker. Holy shit. What a pisser. Went out to dinner.
Oh, fuck, I forgot about Friday night.
You want to save that for after the break?
Sure.
Yeah, we had a great night Friday night. A non-UFC.
We all went out and just fucked.
Yeah, I want to hear about
fun.
the Rogan Dice thing.
And the fact that Sam was Bobby's bitch the entire fucking weekend. Assistant, he
Why do you
called
put
it.
up with that shit,
Bitch.
Sam?
That's what I was there for, to help Jim and Bob come off as being as talented as they are.
Well, you didn't. I guess Jim didn't need all that much help, not as much as Bob needed, because you were Bobby's bitch.
Well, I couldn't fit 22 gloves in my bandolier.
Oh boy.
Well, more from Vegas as you guys went out there for the UFC thing. Also, I want to hear about the plane rides.
Oh,
I want to hear about
United Airlines.
the gambling.
Not much.
Not much.
Not much there. A couple of good things, but
and hanging out with Joe Rogan. All on the way. Stay there.